Buenos dias, Gunners Collective TV. Back at it. You already know. You know what? This is a serious topic. Let's get to it. Thank you guys for all the support. Thank you guys for coming back to Gunners Collective TV, man. If you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. I appreciate it. Make it go ding. And thank you guys. I'm very humbled. I just got off the phone, and it's a serious situation, right? Well, as serious can be with what's going on right now. You know, I told you guys about a week and a half ago, last week, I had interaction with ICE, man. I seen them pull up in the parking lot of the Home Depot and start snatching people up. And I had some words. You know, I felt the way they were going about their business was a little harsh. You know, they were being a little too demanding. And I understand the situation of the criminal activity and what everyone is saying nowadays. But when I see a man put hands on a woman in any capacity, I'm going to feel some fucking type of way and I'm going to say something, right? And regardless of who I voted for and all that bullshit, I don't care. That's just the way it is. Whether she violated a law or not, she's a woman. And so that's it. So my interaction with ICE wasn't extensive, but they did want to see some ID, some identification. I could have fought the feeling like a fucking Too Short song and told them go fuck themselves. But I'm not one of those individuals, man, to go against authority. You know, I just kind of go with the flow. I'm not trying to get locked up. I'm not trying to give them any reason to harass me more so than my big mouth and what I told them while I was there, right? Which was, hey, fucking, you're a big man, snatching a woman up in front of her kids. You know, have some decency and some respect. And that goes for anyone in any situation, you know. But anyways, I got off the phone with my prima. And so her old man, which I consider is my primo, you know, he got snatched up last night. And she was crying right now. She was telling me like, hey, this shit is real, homie. And I said, no, it's been real. It's been real. I've been expressing my opinion and saying that it's real, you know, but it doesn't seem real until it hits your household, until it hits home. There's a lot of people that are watching all the bullshit with the ICE raids and everything going on, the protests in LA, San Jose, Oakland, all throughout California, and other states are stepping up too. But I'm more focused on what's going on in California because that's where my family's at, right? So anyways, I have a prima and they both are college educated, her and her husband, and they're raising their kids the right way. They're not undocumented. They're both Chicano, second generation. Their mom and dads are from Mexico. So, you know, they feel some type of way. This right here hits home for them, and it hits home even more after I tell you the story of what happened. So for them watching on TV, her husband more so than her is an activist. He's all into fight the power. You know, Vato should have been a member of Public Enemy because there's nothing that law enforcement can do right. He's one of them guys. You know, he's strictly against the machine, man, and the oppression of the machine, the government, all that. Super liberal out the game, right? Now, we don't see eye to eye on everything, on policies and all that, but that's still my family. And they say reap what you sow, right? Hey, you voted for him. I did. And this is some bullshit, right? Came back to clap back. It's kind of like talking about dropout gang members, man. Fuck them vatos. And then I'm no longer in good standing. It's like, hey, homie, what's that? Right? No laughing matter here, though. To be super serious, she was crying. And so what happened last night, and he's still not out yet. Her husband, who is not illegal whatsoever at all, was in a protest that got a little out of hand. Now, because he was on front lines, because he was being vocal, you know, I guess there was people in the area, man, that had already assaulted some police officers or got into some type of shenanigans with some police officers throughout the night. So I don't know what his dumbass, and I'm going to tell him to his face, what his dumbass was doing out there past 10 anyways. I've always been told my grandfather laced me up in the game. You know, I didn't always follow what the directives or what he said, but he gave me game, and now that I'm older, I utilize it, right? And I tell my kids, you know, if you can't be out past 10 o'clock at night, there ain't nothing good out there for you. There's nothing but dope fiends and people trying to get over and set you up. I mean, unless you're from point A to point B, you're going to grab you something to eat. You got to be somewhere, you're at a bar or whatever, enjoying your life, as long as you're indoors. But if you're outside on the streets, man, especially in the area that they live, Richmond, it's gang related. It's gang related. There's a lot of people trying to get over on the next man. So just don't be out there. But anyways, it was about 2 a.m. and these guys are still protesting, okay, in the city of Oakland. He's from Richmond, but he was in the city of Oakland, which anyone that knows the East Bay, Oakland is damn near Richmond. It's damn near the same city, right? Richmond is just as salty as Oakland, meaning they'll get off where they're mad at. So he's born and raised Bay Area, man, knows how to wiggle in the Bay, knows what streets to hit, what streets not to hit, and is very well recognized and loved by the people he associates and hangs around with. Now, he does hang around with active Norteños, but he's never been gang-related. But his brother is in the mix, like super in the mix. He's locked up doing like 30 years right now. So he's been with my prima since they were young. Her first boyfriend, husband, they got 3 kids, all that. They're living their best life in the Bay. He got a good job. He's a mechanic, like fucking for like big-time mechanic, right? So anyways, he's out there taking the time out of his day to go fight the power with the people. He's against the oppression. He believes that this is oppression, the raza getting snatched up, people being, being deported. Now, I'm a firm believer in if you don't do the crime, if you do the crime, you do the time, right? If you don't do it, then fuck, what are they locking you up for? But he's got a different mindset. His thing is, this is our land. They're invading our land. As far as he's against the white man, brother, right? He thinks it's the white man's fault. And I give him the game, like, has nothing to do with the white man, man. It has more so to do with your philosophies and you playing the victim. Hey, I understand. I don't like it either when I see people get snatched up. But this is the world we live in. This is the land we live in. And we're not lawless. There's laws, man. Unfortunately, there is laws. I know I broke a lot of them once upon a time. And I did a lot of time because of it, right? So I'm a firm believer if you're breaking the law in any capacity, no matter what it is, I don't care if you're black, you're brown, you're green, you're yellow, right? I don't give a shit what color you are, man. It's not about color. It's about breaking a law. And that's the way I see it, right? Now, of course, when it's live and direct and living color, like a Damon Wayans show, and it's right there in front of you, it's easy to talk that rah-rah shit on the internet and say what you would do or what you wouldn't do until you're faced with life decisions, right? And again, man, when I was faced with the decision, I chose what was best for the gente, man. And, the look in their eyes was a look of desperation and, man, needing help. And I helped the raza, period. Now, if I would have got locked up, I'd have felt hella al boo-boo. I'd have felt hella bad. But, hey, it is what it is. These are, it's choices. It's all about choices in life. Just like the individuals that made the choice to come over illegally and hit the wall or a tunnel or swim or whatever, however they chose to get over. They understood that what they were doing was a crime, man. And if they're caught, quite possibly they can get snatched up and go to jail or go back, right? So with that being said, my primo was out there. And I guess there were some individuals that got into it with the cops. So the cops were looking for victims. They were looking for people to make an example out of. And so ICE was there. Law enforcement was there. And it got a little dangerous, right? It got a little dangerous to the point where the cops felt threatened. And when they feel threatened, they're going to act on that threat. It's just what they do. You got to expect that, man. You can't be yelling and screaming at cops and throwing things at them and burning flags in front of them and expect them not to get retaliatory. They're going to do what they're going to do. And so I guess there was a few guys that got a little too pushy and pushed into the cops' zone. And the cops started macing people, snatching people up. Now, I've seen these tactics used like when George Floyd was killed, man, out there. You remember when the world went crazy and they were out there tearing it up? I remember that. I've seen it like in the Watts riots, and I've seen it, in prison where the team comes in and the CERT team or whatever you want to call them, the goon squad, the cucuys, they come in and it goes down, right? They utilize tactical gear and whatever, and you're never going to beat them. You might get a few licks in, but when they get you, they got you. I can remember one situation where I actually suited the cops up. A gang of us did. I've told the story. We broke our sprinklers, suited the cops up. They came in, knocked my tooth out, beat the shit out of me. And I remember going in that cell saying, I'll never do that again under any circumstances. I'd rather fucking be non-active than do that shit again because they got super active on me, right? So anyways, because he was on frontline status, my primo last night, he got incarcerated. He got locked up, right? And they took him to jail. And you would think in a situation like that, they charged him with disorderly conduct. They charged him with assaultive behavior towards a police officer, right? That's a pretty tricky charge. Now, my prima's already got at a lawyer. I guess they got a lawyer on retainer, and he's a civil rights lawyer. And I guess, you know, he's going to try to get the charge dropped or whatever. But I told her he's going to sit down for a while. Now, here's the thing that I say to the Chicano people that are out there that are fighting the good fight with the raza, with the Mexicano nationals, right? Don't think that you won't get judged by your skin tone, because you will. You will, man. If you're fighting with them, then you're going to be considered with them, right? And there's a hole in the law, right, that says that if you're aiding and abetting anyone, you know, then you're basically as guilty of the crime that they are. Now, if you're a citizen, man, and you can prove you're a citizen, they can't deport you. But with what they're saying right now with my primo, ICE came and talked to him this morning. And I guess they're saying, you know, they're talking about deporting his ass. Now, hey, of course I told my prima, hey, he'll be able to come over. He's a citizen. But how do they snatch your citizenship up? Can they just take your citizenship? You know, and this is a perfect example of what 47 was saying, Donald Trump's, right? He was saying that people that he's pushing for people that committing criminal acts, people that have bad records, to be snatched up from America. My primo's going through it right now. I don't know, to be honest with you, if they're going to be able to do it. I guess this lawyer is saying there's no way they could strip him of his citizenship. It's not like he has a lengthy record. He has nothing on his record. It's his first time ever being locked up, besides when he was in college and he got a drunk and disorderly. And he's damn near got a sex case for pissing in fucking a bush, right? Weirdo. But he didn't. It wasn't like he was out there fucking Bill Cosby and people using pastillas like another content creator has been accused of, right? But he was over there find the fight, man, and now he's being judged. I guess they arrested a lot of people, and they're already deporting people this morning. Like I said, ICE came, snatched the guys that didn't have documentation, snatched them up. Here's my thing. If you have no fucking documentation, here's some knowledge you can't get in college. If you're undocumented, hide. What the fuck are you doing out there? No, hell no, we won't go. Yes, you will, puto, right? They're going to snatch you up. They're looking for you, right? How the fuck are you going to go there? No, come on, hey, we no go, no, Canelo. Fuck you and Canelo, right? Hey, what about puto es Canelo? I'm not going to, no, I'm not going to fight Terrence Crawford. No, I want $790 million because I'm worth it, because I'm the man. You're not going to be the man if you fight Jake Paul. You're going to be the woe man, right? I don't know, man. Canelo he fucking boggles my mind. But back to the real paisas that are really they're really fighting for their cause. They got snatched up. Anyways, ICE talked to him. His lawyer showed up. And like I said, my prima was crying. And I had to give her the game and tell her, look, they can't fucking take his green. I mean, they can't take his citizenship, man. They said they'll deport him. And he was aiding and abetting. And it had me nervous because I thought about the other day giving a motherfucker a ride, right? Here's the thing. Be vigilant in what you're doing out there. Understand that every city is different. Every law enforcement officer that you come in contact with has a different agenda and believes in different things. And hold your ground, but be aware that, hey, if you are defending people and you're right there in the mix with them, you can be charged with the same crimes as them. You know, not necessarily that you crossed over without fucking documentation or you're illegal, but that you're aiding and abetting a fugitive is what they're considering them, fugitives, right? And you can get caught up. I mean, he's sitting down. Davatos eating bologna sandwiches as we speak. Wait up. What time is it? 10:53 West Coast time. So I hope he saved an apple straight up. And my prima was like, hey, if we don't have the money to bail him out, if he gets, which he'll be granted bail, can I borrow some money? So of course, like the dumbass that I am,
I was like, how much? How much? She told me, I said, God damn.
She cut into my Jordan fund, right? But of course, I'm going to do what I got to do and help them out. But I'm going to go ahead and need the fucking title to his truck ASAP, right? You know, hey, I'm family, but motherfucker, I'm not that close in family, right? Where was your antennas when I was doing time and I needed a sopa on my shelf? Hey, I told my prima, do you remember that one time I asked you to shoot me 20 bolas, $20, so I can get a couple cajas of sopas and a jar of Folgers to trade to the white man, right? And you know what she said? I'm not the one that's locked up. Yeah, well, guess what, bitch? I'm not the one who's locked up either. But I'm not like that, right? So, yeah, I guess he got talked to by ICE, and from what she's saying, she doesn't know the full thing because she only talked to him real quick, that ICE was telling a man that if he is convicted of the assault of the police officer during this, they'll deport his ass. I said, they can't fucking deport you because you suck a cop, but I don't know nowadays, man. Nowadays, they're all over the place with it. You know, I know Trump is still trying to push that if you're a criminal, man, and you commit criminal activities constantly, man, they're just going to get rid of you. A lot of people are taking a page out of El Salvador's book. You know, at one point in time, El Salvador was one of it was the deadliest country in the world. There was 7,000 murders a year in El Salvador. Now, because of the president and the incarceration rate of every gang member or even a person with a cross tattoo, now they only had 100 murders, which is still 100 too much, right? But in a year compared to 7,000, they say it's one of the safest places in the world to be. So everybody's looking at that and trying to go hard on crime, hard on criminals, what they consider criminals now. So these people protesting in Sanjo, LA, you know, you youngsters might think, this is cool. Let's go sideshow. Let's burn a flag. Let's go looting. Let's go clown. Let's go fucking throw rocks at cops. They're going to snatch your ass up. And next thing you know, you're going to be in Morelia talking about, is this Jalisco way? No, this ain't Jalisco, puto. This is Morelia. And now guess what? You're going to be fucked up. His lawyer said he'll be out by today. They're going to bail him out. But I don't know, man. I said, hey, did they put an INS hold on an American citizen? What's going on here? He should have been out. The lawyer's on his way to pick him up. And I'm too wow fucking short, you know? So if you guys tap into my life, help! You know what I mean? Anyways, man, with that being said, I just wanted to throw this video out there. And it's serious now that it hits home. You know, it is very serious for the people that are making content and that are woofing that high power shit. How do you feel now? How does the raza feel that voted for him? They feel the same way they felt yesterday, right? You know, not every policy involves INS and deportations and all that. There's a lot of other good things that are going on, but at the same time, man, this is the life. This is the life we live. This is the world. I'm not here to blame and play the blame game. If anything, the person responsible for his choice was my cousin, right? He went out there. Hey, I'm gonna go out there. He involved himself in something that didn't involve him, and went out there to stand side by side by the gente. And now them vatos are already in Mexico, and he's sitting there eating a fucking apple right now with peanut butter, wondering how he got there. Yeah, puto, you're gonna learn. You're gonna learn. And to my prima that's watching this, because I told her I was gonna do the video. Like I said, if I don't get that fucking title by today, I'll drive down there and take that truck. I'm just being real. Am I an asshole? You know what I mean? A tit for tat, tats for tits. Straight up, homie. And this ain't the show Oz. Anyways, with that being said, man, pray for my primo. He's a good, solid dude, man. He was out there trying to help the raza, and look what it got him. A fucking crusty old bologna sandwich. Hey, look, and then the raza was with them when they were asking, hey, is this your homie? No, porque no, I know him, right? Yeah, they don't know you. Motherfuckers, when you get to Mexico, they're going to know how much money you got and take it. And guess what, man? I'm going to go ahead and need all mines back. With that being said, thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, and strive for what I truly believe in, and that's the betterment of all people. I'm going to give you guys this nugget of game right here, knowledge you can't get in college. How does Dub say it? Love your family. Hold them close. Love your loved ones. I got love for my prima, man. She's a good mother. She has good children. Her husband's a good dude, but he made a serious mistake, and that's involving himself in other people's business. Take your ass to work, homie. You know, you're over there. What about my people? What about my people? Your people right now are at school and at work. Your fucking wife and your kids. You know, sometimes it's good to help the raza. It's good to be about your gente and to do your part. But man, your people at home depend on you. Now you got me all out of state, confuzzled, right? And wiring money. Come on, bro. Let that shit go. I told you. This is the gun, man. I appreciate all the support. Thank you guys very much. Bang, bang. And in that fashion. That motherfucker they're like, hey, brother, you got a shot of coffee? No, porque yo soy paisa, right? All of a sudden now he wants to know Spanish and speak it. Yeah. Oh, you soy paisa? Yo soy fucking Juarez. There it is there. Bam. The gun.